What a weekend. Welcome to the Raw Deal. It's me, the GREG, joined by my forever rival, the final Maddie. What's going on, Matt?
What is up, everybody? It is the beginning of a new era, and it is technically the beginning of a new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Yes, we ended the wrestling year last night, and now we are back on the road to WrestleMania 41 now. And we have no clue what is about to happen. We have nothing to preview for Raw. We just know that Raw is happening. That is what Triple H.
Yeah.
The best part about this is the first Raw after WrestleMania of the Triple H era, because last year Vince was in charge of this show for one night only, and then he embarrassed himself in front of the TKO execs. So now Triple H gets to actually have a continuation of the story that he started, that ended last night. But apparently they were selling shirts at WrestleMania that say the story continues. So,
I mean, it always does. I mean,
right.
Wrestling, the story never ends. It just changes. But we can find, I was hoping we could say we're done with it, but at least we're done with finishing the story. You know, now it's going to be, it continues, but at least the phrase finishing the story, done. We can stop saying it. We can stop mentioning it. It's done.
Now we get to, and now we can ask the question: who will end the story? Who will end the story?
Yeah.
Cody has now won. Who will be the person to beat Cody?
Does Cody have a year plus long reign? Does Cody lose this shit at Backlash? You know,
Which show is Cody going to? Because at this point, Raw has a tag team champion, SmackDown has a tag team champion, Raw has a world heavyweight champion, and Raw has the WWE champion.
Yeah. So yeah, Cody's mentioned that he doesn't want to do the Universal shit anymore. We're gonna be just the WWE Championship. And yeah, we're getting close to another draft before. I think the draft is coming up in the next few months. Nothing official, but like their internal, but like they're planning on like doing one soon.
Right, like the split has to happen because you have both of your world champions on Raw, technically.
I'm sure Cody's going to show up. He says he's going to do both Raw and SmackDown, which is fine. But like, if we're doing the split, this is what they do every time. Like, we're going to hard split the brands, except for like 15 people. But aside from them, it's hard and it never lasts. Like, if you're going to do it, the first one they really did it. The first time they did a brand split,
the first legit. Brand split has always been the best one because they actually enforced everything. Everything after that has just been a blurring of the lines. And then this right now, I mean, aside from Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, ain't no brand split because Roman and Rock and everybody just been bouncing between shows. Jay and Jimmy, like the bloodline literally, like as much as we love that storyline, they literally ran it. It got to the point that the brand split didn't matter with them. And whoever was in the bloodline universe, even if you were fighting them, you could go from show to show. It didn't matter what show you were on. And now, like I just feel like with Triple H, I feel like he's going to end up slowly but surely rectifying all of this. Because we saw it all happen last night, just the beginning of night 2. We saw how much stuff he got done. He's like, oh, I got Punk and Drew done. Title, no title. Priest, here you go. Now you get we've got you taken care of. We got Drew and Punk taken care of. Seth, you can technically be written off. You got written off again as a Shield. So, like, he gets a lot of stuff done in quick fashion. So I just I already just feel like I said it last night when we were ending. I already got the feeling that Damian Priest is the one that's going to end up. We know he's going to end up being the guy to go to SmackDown.
Yeah, probably.
What heavyweight title?
He'll
SmackDown.
Yeah, he'll be on the USA Network. Yeah,
right. Like he gets to be the face. That doesn't mean anything anymore.
They're gonna have Cody, being on like Netflix's logo.
Right. Cody is the face of Netflix.
The face of the biggest platform. The Winged Eagle baddie was
the greatest title ever.
Yeah, one version of the World Heavyweight Championship, considered by many to be the greatest of all time.
It's Shawn Michaels, as far as I'm concerned.
Today on the Pat McAfee show, a lot of wrestlers showed up to talk. Pat,
here's my baby. Here's the Winged Eagle.
There it is. Cody said that he wants to bring the Winged Eagle back. He said that they know that they just got this new belt, but it's not the belt people think of when they think of the WWE Championship.
It's not.
You think of the Winged Eagle.
Like when I started watching wrestling, this wasn't even the belt that was the WWF Championship. It was the Big Eagle.
Yeah.
But all the old footage was Hogan and HBK and Savage and everyone fighting for this belt. And I'm like, this belt is awesome. That is the coolest looking belt I've ever seen. Aside from the Big Gold, the WCW title. But like,
Big Gold is forever.
I set out when I bought this belt. I set out because WWE sells it. I set out anytime I buy a belt, it has to say F. I want F. I don't want E. So I found somebody that has this. It literally says it has the F on it. So
it was for the WWF. You want the WWF logo? That makes sense.
Right. Like I hate that they sell everything with E on it. I'm like, I didn't watch the WWE. I watched the WWF.
Yeah. You get a belt from now? Yeah, E's fine. But if it's like 2000 and back, gotta have the F.
Yeah.
Get the F back in there. So yeah, Cody mentioned that he did this with the Intercontinental Championship in his first run with the company, which he did. He won the IC title, and then he began bringing the white strap version of the belt, which we ended up having for a very long time. That ended up being like
he introduced that belt, and then it ended up becoming the Miz's belt. I recognize that white strap belt as the Miz. It's the Miz Taraj.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is definitely Miz's belt. Absolutely. But yeah, he said before that it's all about the history, bringing the history back and kind of bringing it into the current run that we have here. And I think all of us are very tired of the W belt that we have everywhere.
I hate it. Like it was a great belt when they started, but now that we see what it is now, it's literally just one big marketing tool that they give out to every single team so they can be like, you're the champion. Because no matter big or small, if you get a belt, you're gonna be like, I'm the champ. And they love the best thing they love about those belts is unlike this one. See, when HBK won it, there was nothing on here that you could say that it was HBK's belt. I just had to remember it was HBK's belt. But then they invented side plates. And they sell side plates. They sell these side plates are personalized. That's why everybody, Roman has his little RR, and Cody is going to have his little skull with the bleeding on it. Not this. He's going to have, and Seth has his Seth Rollins logo. They love selling those for $150 a pop. They've already bent you over for $350 or more for a replica belt. And then they want you to get the personalized side plates for your favorite wrestler. Like right now, if you have a set of the Bray Wyatt personalized side plates, they don't make those no more. So you have a collector's item. I hate the side plates started out cool, but it's like, I don't like, if the world title actually like looked like something, it would probably look great. Like the world heavyweight title looks great with the actual side plates on it, but who knows?
Yeah, yeah. It's I think it all feels the W thing just feels very corporate.
Yeah,
Whereas, because
like
it's really just like, see, we're gonna give the belts to all these sports teams and make sure you get that W right there. It's just very brandy. And like
mm,
it's like when you're watching a movie, you're like, damn, they make sure that Coca-Cola is turned the correct way every time. You know, it kind of forced down your throat, and it's just like you said, the like big gold compared to these W belts. It's like 9 times out of 10 when you see a team celebrating their big wins, their World Series or their Super
mm,
Bowl or whatever, they will have the big gold belt around their shoulder,
right.
and that's just it. Just looks good. It looks like a fighting belt.
Like I like honestly, if WWE, if Cody wants to bring back the Winged Eagle, all they really need, if they want to do any type of variations, obviously they're gonna have to change it up with the logo. It can't say WWF. They're gonna have to figure out some way to be able to personalize it. That's their big thing, personalization. So it's like I honestly I like just the old school way of just giving people a nameplate. That was the biggest thing of personalization when we were coming up. Like until they came out with this big giant W world title, people just got a nameplate. This belt has your name on it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Then Stone Cold got the smoking skull. And the Rock's belt never made TV until Friday.
Now he's got his participation belt.
That was literally a belt of he looks because I wasn't shocked they did it because he looked real dumb when him and Roman were standing together at the end of that Raw, at the end of Raw, and he was holding his weight belt and Roman was holding his title. And I'm like, I was like, that would look real cool if he had a belt, but ain't no belt for him to have. And then boom, Friday, here's a belt. I'm like, of course, he has to have a prop. He has to have a belt. That's literally what that was, a prop. He literally needed to have a belt to fit in, to make himself look better. But Cody, yeah. I mean, if they can figure it out, I'll just because UFC has that problem right now too. They just boo-booed all their belts. Like all their belts are the same. Like everything is the same in UFC, and it really they have the same problem as WWE almost.
Yeah, they do. Speaking of getting rid of things, yeah. So we're in the new era in WWE. I'm looking at these comments. Let's see. Yeah, the white strap belt is a Mrs. belt. Yeah. Cookies. So all right. If you follow us on Facebook or if you have found my YouTube channel, they don't show it on Twitch or Twitter because they don't do previews. But I'll every now and then I'll make like an image for whatever the hell we're doing, whether it's a podcast, whether it's specials. And I did one today, and it was the picture of everyone holding Cody as he was the champion, and I had Mike's face on Cody's face. So Mike was Cody. Kenny was Orton, just like off in the distance, kind of being pissed off. Me and Matt were not even on any faces. We were on the side, frustrated. We were very angry. Tito was there, and then I decided I was going to put one of y'all in there, and I was like, all right, which one would be easiest for me to do without having to actually do any work? And I was like, cookies. I can just put a cookie on there. So there's a chocolate chip cookie over Sammy's face. It's not because you won. I was like, this will give me the least headache if I just real quick copy a cookie. Yeah. Sorry, cookies. I'm sorry, brother, to give you like false hope. But no, y'all go find out Thursday.
And y'all can't even ask me because I don't even know.
But speaking of things getting rid of, WWE is deciding with their new, what are they calling it? The Renaissance era.
Yeah, It was funny that Cody, because there was something that came out saying Cody had trademarked the Renaissance era, and I was like, I don't know why he would trademark that. I don't know, man. Maybe it's the whole company. I'm gonna just call
Apparently,
it.
it's a whole company thing because Nick Khan said it too.
Good
Reggie,
Lord.
if you go to the Facebook page,
Renaissance.
it's on there.
It is a wrestling renaissance because I've never had, at my age, I'm 36 now. I started watching at WrestleMania 15, and I've never had seen so many people talking about WrestleMania. I have folks at work, like people at my job asking me, "Did you watch WrestleMania?" I'm like, the rest of the time, like WrestleMania will come and go, and people won't even ask me, but because they saw The Rock and they know Roman and Cody has been everywhere, it is a renaissance. But I'm gonna just call it the Levesque era because we've been talking about getting Levesque since like 2017 when it was a bad thing.
Yeah, getting Sheamus.
Right, yeah, Sheamus. Yeah, now if we get Sheamus, we'll probably cry tears of joy.
Absolutely. Yeah. So they're gonna start using the terms pro wrestling and graps, shit like that. Commentary, as we saw over the weekend, are gonna be a lot more loose and not forced to say the certain buzzwords that they're supposed to say.
It's gonna sound like an actual conversation instead of robots now.
Yeah, it's we're getting rid of the Vince-isms essentially because they don't want to mention Vince. They don't want to have people think of Vince. They even, according to a few reports from Wrestling Purist, Fightful, and a few others, they want to scrub Vince from any like historical footage that they have.
And honestly, because we were talking about this before the show, and this came to my head before the show, and I just saved it till we got on. That makes sense because both nights open. First night open with Triple H coming out saying, "Are you ready?" Like, "Are you ready?" went from being DX to just being like the biggest thing to hype everybody up now, and that's basically the biggest thing he can do. And then he said, "This is what WrestleMania." Every WrestleMania before that, what did we always see as the intro? This is WrestleMania, and it'd be Vince. Yep. They scrub Vince. You need something to replace Vince. Triple H, walk your ass out there.
Bring your old ass down.
Hey, bring your old ass out here. He did it last year. He put his boots in the ring to say he was done. He's going to probably do this he is the new Vince. Everything, the way he came out, he's literally the new Vince. Like, we know he's the booker, but it's like, this is the first time ever where it's actually like, this is the man that is writing everything. This is the dude right here. Paul Levesque, Triple H, wherever
it's
you
him.
want to call him.
If you love it, if you hate it, we know you love it. But if you hate it, love it, it's him. Nobody else. If something sucks, it's not because somebody got back in. It's him.
Like,
it's him.
Throughout all the other years we've been through wrestling, it's always been, oh man, what is Vince doing? Like, but we couldn't say nothing. It's like, well, we don't know who's writing, but we know it's Vince. Now it's like, but we knew Triple H was writing NXT. And Triple H had no problem with us knowing he wrote NXT. He come out there and be raising people's hands. He's signing people to contracts because they had a good showing. So it's like, how is it? It's kind of like we shouldn't be shocked of everything happening on the main roster. We saw it in NXT under his regime. They pulled back the curtain in NXT. He didn't give a damn. He said, "This is wrestling." Like, he was stuck in the Vince-isms, but he was able to get away with more because he was in the family. Now he's fully in control. He's like, yeah, fuck all that. We don't have to sit up here and say it's sports entertainment. Like, they're getting rid of sports entertainment. It's just professional wrestling. It's wrestling. They don't care about all that. They're scrubbing his philosophy. They're going to slowly find ways to be able to get rid of him. That's why that whole Triple H coming out saying this is WrestleMania. That's why That's how they don't have to show Vince saying it now at WrestleMania 3. They don't have to use that anymore now because Triple H said it. They got Stephanie to come back. You know it's bad when Stephanie, they basically said, Triple H basically said it last night at the press conference. It was good to have Stephanie back. We're glad she's home. I'm like, oh, she's back.
Yeah. So Stephanie, this report also says that like right now, officially, she's not, in the books as back, but like she's welcome back anytime. She's probably going to come back. It also mentioned that since Nick Khan was named in that lawsuit, whether he like I guess knew of the goings on, talent were nervous about like, oh god, another person that might have been involved in this is higher up, and they were
Right.
like they were told essentially by like Endeavor higher ups like, no, if it comes out and he was really involved in this, he's gone. Like it's Vince, Kevin Dunn, and John Laurinaitis are gone, and this is like the best the company's ever done. So they're like, they clearly really weren't that important, honestly. Let's just
and Bruce Pritchard being there. I mean, he's still there, so he obviously didn't know what was about any of this. Because Cody wouldn't be having. We wouldn't have seen any of them people on camera. We wouldn't have seen Bruce Pritchard. We wouldn't have seen Nick Khan. Because he dapped up Nick Khan as the show ended. As he left the ring, Nick Khan was standing there front row. Like that was like me and Greg both agreed that was really the only part of the show that was like, okay, now, like, all right, let's
hurry this up. Like I said last night, I was like, this feels very AEW, like Tony Khan-ish, or like
it was just too much for me. Like, I understand it's a new era. Y'all don't gotta keep telling me. I've been watching for a long time. For the like Saturday, y'all slapped me upside the head, showing me that it's a new era. The intro, the outro. No, Nick Khan gonna be there. He's gonna still be working.
No, he's not gone. It's just that, according to some reports, talent were pretty much told like, if he ends up being a big part of this whole thing, it's he'll just be gone. They'll just put somebody else in his place. So, which is refreshing. It's refreshing to hear. Yeah, nobody's untouchable. They're
a publicly owned company now, and they have people they got to answer to. So,
which is good to hear. You don't want that. That's what you want them to say, and even if it might not be, the problem is you have to trust a corporation to stick by their word, which is, we weren't born yesterday. Like it's not. We're born at night, not last night.
Right.
It's not. It's but fingers crossed it goes well, and so far after getting rid of those three, it's been, thumbs up across the board. It's been great.
It was just weird. It was weird. It was something that I would expect to see out of the territory days, honestly, if you get a new booker. Like, we've been known Triple H was in charge, but I understand they really wanted to kickstart it and get it through everybody's head that Triple H is the guy. I honestly had it was understood after he got that whole thing from Paul Heyman. After the Paul Heyman speech, that was enough for me.
Maybe it was just that not everybody saw the Hall of Fame, but
yeah.
Part of me feels the huge pageantry was not only for Cody, but for the love and respect they had for Dusty. Maybe. Possible. Again, if y'all were watching last night, I thought it went a little long. I thought them like getting everybody in and Cody walking outside the ring and shaking everybody's hand and like, all right, okay, we can. Are we going to do another angle? Like, is there another Money in the Bank I don't know about? Can we?
Right. That's what I was waiting on.
11:45. Can we go to bed? So yeah, all in all, though, it's after this weekend, Matt, feels like a pretty exciting time to be watching.
Yeah, it's the first time in forever we legit don't know what's happening. I mean, it's Raw after Mania. We have a new champion for the first time in 4 years. We have 2 new champions. For the longest, we just had 1 champion. Now we got 2 of them. So everything is back in its rightful place. All the titles have been split. There are no unification, no unified titles. And everybody is just it's the new season. So everybody is just back at square one. Gunther is now titleless. So what is he about to do? Is he about to instantly jump back in? Is he instantly about to jump into the world title picture? Like, what is Priest about to do? Like, we thought Judgment Day would be done after all this, and now it's looking like Judgment Day is about to be still running shit. So,
like, how soon is Gunther going to be taking on Cody? Because I feel like that's the next logical step. Tito says Gunther going to be the next world champion.
Like, this is however long Gunther goes until he wins the world title. That is the longest he's been in the company without a title.
Yeah. I think he had up until that night, he had held gold for 1,547 days.
That man is somewhere shivering. My weight is cold.
Like I feel it's like you lose your arm and suddenly you don't have like the right balance. You're like, I can't. It doesn't feel right. It just it's like that. You know, have you ever heard of the idea of like the ghost slim of like you lose a leg and you can still feel your leg itching? It's like I can still feel that belt around my waist. I can feel the metal. Feel the leather.
Oh, Sammy got your belt, buddy.
Yeah. Gunther gonna be crowned one of the next European shows. Either Drew or Gunther at Clash, you know.
Yeah, Drew or Gunther. Well, they'll probably do Punk. Maybe Punk and Drew will fight at the Clash or at France. Oh yeah, they'll probably fight in France. Punk will win. Then Drew will get to fight him again at Clash.
Punk may not, you know, because of what's happening on Wednesday.
Yeah, because and it's so few podcasts that I listen to.
No, you're not.
Everyone.
If you had joined us last night, Kenny was furious.
Kenny was mad. I was disappointed that Sammy. I just didn't. My whole thing was I understand they did the whole Rocky story and all that. I just didn't see the point in having Sammy win. Like, he won last year, so I felt like, all right, so let Chad Gable get his moment. But that's when I thought Chad Gable, they were going to be actually put people worth a damn in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. They literally just had Gable as a prop in all of this. He got to do a cricket commercial, but I guess he at all this, like I said last night and on Thursday, all this is telling me is Gable is going to win the IC title, but he's probably not going to be a face. Whenever Alpha Academy breaks up, they have this commercial right now, so now that means they're probably going to still be together. But whenever Chad Gable flips on them, that's when he's going to get a title. I don't see him winning a title as a face right now. Not with them.
No, not while he's associated with Tozawa and Max. Yeah. The thing about it being Gable's story is they already had Gable lose to this dude 3 times.
Right.
3 times in like 6 months. Like it.
They should have cut a loss. That's all they should have done.
Yeah, the fact that Sammy was dang near the start of that gauntlet, like I think he was 3rd in. Sammy, we were all kind of shocked that Sammy won that, and we were like, all right, they're gonna add Gable later. It's gonna be like a triple threat probably. Yeah, Gable's gonna get his shot. Oh, they didn't do it, but Gable's probably gonna be in the battle royal. Nope, it wasn't in that, and it felt like. It did feel like there was a story they were wanting to do, and they just kind of didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's like that, and that's another thing that we're gonna like. I like about this era, and I'm sure other folks will end up agreeing with me eventually. What's up, Kenny? We gotta learn the tendencies and all that of Triple H. Like
that's true. We got to figure out how he books.
We got to learn all of the tendencies, like the stuff we've picked up on. I picked up on it. That man loves gauntlet matches. There's always a gauntlet match of something. He loves tournaments. Him and HBK love them some tournaments. Breakout tournament. Tournament for a number one contender. Tag tournament. All that. Like, all right, we know y'all like doing those two things. Like, long ass title reigns. We hope y'all got those out y'all system. Now they gave us a taste. They gave us a taste of it. Last night we said we wanted that hot potato-ness. We saw it with Money in the Bank because we blinked. Drew got the tweet. Bored at work. Then his ass was an ex-world heavyweight champion.
Reggie mentioned that. So yeah, he is beating Seth's ass, and he gets out, grabs his wife's phone, tweets bored at work, and then after he beats Seth, and he gets beat by Priest, he retweets it and he goes, "Fuck."
Fuck. That was honestly my favorite moment of that was probably my favorite moment of the whole WrestleMania weekend, just because it's what I had been saying was going to happen.
Hashtag fuck Mike.
But to see it actually like play out was just awesome, because I wouldn't have even had it play out the way it played out. Like, yeah, I could see Punk fucking Drew over, but not all the tweeting, the gloating. It's like, oh damn.
Drew sitting on that table and just like waving the championship and his dick in Punk's face.
Like Triple H even said it last night. He's like, hey, shout out to Drew McIntyre. We were able to give him a moment that he should have been had, and he finally got that moment. He was like, also, he was like, shout out to David Priest. This was for all y'all that were saying he is the worst Money in the Bank. He's dumb. He don't know what he's doing.
All right, hold on. Yeah. That is still technically true. That's still, whether he won it last night or not, he still gave up a multitude of opportunities to cash in. Because I know he was like, I don't want to cash in on Seth until he's cleared. Well, he got cleared 3 months ago.
That's when it started pissing me off. That's when I was just like, all right. Because I'm like, why isn't he cashing in on him? And he's like, well, he's not medically cleared. All right, there's your excuse. Then Seth said, I'm coming back on this day. Man, I've been sitting there waiting. I would have ran him over in the parking lot, been like, all right, here's my briefcase. 1, 2, 3, I'm the champion. Because it's like, you just said you was cleared on this day. I'll be outside the doctor's office waiting on you.
Because like Theory, when he was the holder, he was like, I cash in on Roman, but he's never around. And even when he is around, he's got like 4 dudes backing him up. I was like, okay, fair point.
Theory was like, I ain't stupid.
Like, look, he was a coward, but he wasn't dumb. Like, all right, you know what? That makes sense.
He's like, he has bloodline.
Priest not cashing in on Seth is one of the dumbest. Like, if it was Edge, he would have cashed in on Seth the second he showed back up. Like, he was instantly cashed in on. He would not have waited a second. But, you know, hopefully Priest gets to have a good run here.
See, this is what should have happened if. Edge. He would have learned all of this if they still had Edge in Judgment Day, but they decided to murder him the night after WrestleMania.
Long-term booking, Matt. There you go. Make it make sense.
Now you got the Money in the Bank. Let me teach you about the ways of having it, because I was the first one to have it.
We need to
tell you what to do.
I need to see Copeland show up on Wednesday and be like, I see a former protege of mine is a world champion. Would have been one sooner if they didn't kick me out.
That's when we were like, what the hell, Vince? That wasn't no Triple H booking. Because it was like, all right, Finn and Edge. Damn. All right, Finn's going to win. Nope. Edge wins. All right, cool. Finn joins the Judgment Day. All right, cool. They kicking Edge out. All right, so why did Edge cut his hair?
Why did they got a new song? I mean,
they beat this man turned heel, got them a new song, and all he got for it was an ass whooping and a WrestleMania win.
They got a new song from the band that did his song. Really went into it.
It's like the lasting remnant of Edge is their theme.
Yeah. Still got that Alter Bridge, baby. But yeah, so Punk, the whole Punk and Drew thing, we're looking to go towards that angle. The problem is what is going to happen on Wednesday, because on Collision it was revealed that the EVPs are going to show footage from All Out, and everyone's like, all right, well, clearly they're not going to really show anything. No, they're going to show the backstage camera footage from All Out after Jungle Boy and Hook's match, where allegedly Punk and him got into a scrap. Now, what I think is going to be on here is exactly what Punk said happened. Maybe Jungle Boy gets a punch in, but it's going to be them screaming at each other, and then he gets Jungle Boy in a choke. Now, what we are waiting to see is what happens afterwards when Tony said he feared for his life.
Right.
Because what we have now is Punk's word exact stating of what happened was after they got split up, him and Jungle Boy got split up, he told Tony that he quit and walked off into his locker room. What Tony was saying after they fired Punk was that he feared for his life and the lives of the wrestlers on his roster. So if we see Punk like going to throw a punch at Tony, or like getting his hands on Tony, or whatever, or saying some crazy out of pocket shit,
right?
Then maybe this Punk thing might get delayed a little bit. Maybe they're gonna have to like let the air cool. I doubt it. I'm sure that they're gonna see that and just think of it as ratings for Monday when Punk shows back up.
Yeah, they're AEW. I mean, they're in a lose-lose situation on this because they're gonna look bad regardless.
The problem is like what you're essentially doing is you're essentially starting an angle with Punk, who is no longer in your company, and like you can't really. I mean, I guess you can do this, but it like if it goes down the way he said it went down, then that's just proof that he was telling the truth. If it goes down a different way, but it's not anything like where we already know he's an asshole. Like, how much worse is it going to get for him?
And then even crazier, like, as you brought up the angle part, remember we all said, oh man, are they going to try and use this for an angle down the line? Oh no, we are not going to be able to use this as an angle because we are sworn by non-disclosure agreements and all these legal agreements. And now you're using it for a storyline.
Using it to, I guess, try to like help Jack Perry with his Japan stuff.
They could. The Bucks were faces when all of this happened. It was never released. It now is getting released when they just so happen to be the evil EVPs. But when they were faces, it was Tony Khan saying none of this could be revealed. So y'all
I think like, Tito's saying that like he did, speaking of the situation, and he did. Punk started this again. Like, we were done, and Helwani asked him the question, right? And what he could have done was say, you know what, I'm not going to get into it. That's just, things happened. We're never really going to agree on what happened, and then we just need to move on from it. I have personal problems with some people there. They have personal problems with me, and it wasn't going to get handled. So I'm no longer there anymore. But instead, he went about it, called everyone certain names, said Tony
Right.
was a terrible boss. He's a good friend, horrible boss, kept insulting Hangman and Jack Perry. And then you Triple H got asked questions about like bringing in talent and like talent that might have gone somewhere else, and he said, "Well, to work here is a grind, and if someone opts to go somewhere else to work less days, then they don't have the work ethic that we're looking." Basically, he's saying if you sign with AEW over WWE, you're lazy.
Yeah.
And then like the Miz said something on some show, and it was just like shot after shot after shot after shot after shot. And we've been talking for years about like, okay, Tony, you don't have to take a shot every fucking week at
Right.
WWE. You don't have to do it. WWE took like a shot at AEW every day last week. Every day. Starting with Punk's interview.
And I didn't even think nothing like I didn't even think anything was wrong with what Punk was saying because Errol Hawani was asking him questions that would like as he was going as far as he could go because he was like, "You're bound by legal stuff, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I can only tell you oh so much because I signed this non-disclosure agreement. I can only tell you what like certain stuff." So I'm like, "All right, cool." Because we're not. He's saying what he can say because he's thinking the footage is never going to be released. The public is never going to be able to see this. So this is juicy. This is all they're going to be able to talk about.
Yeah. Either he told the entire truth or he embellished a little bit,
Like I took it for what it was worth. I was like, all right, that's as far as I'm going to like. We're going to get is getting to know what happened. I'm happy. TK and the Bucks are now just looking foolish because if it's what like you said, if it's what Punk said, then all right, y'all look dumb. If it's not, all right, y'all still look dumb because you can't do anything with it.
Nothing you can do with it. Yeah, all you're doing is like furthering the divide a little bit. But also, I get why they're doing it because, like, again, they were fired on all week by WWE. During WWE's biggest week of the year. They kept taking pot shots after Punk spent 45 minutes ragging on them. Like you have to do something. You have to. Was this the right move?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. As far as where I stand on it,
like y'all usually do. Damn.
Yeah, put on a good show, and just move. But I understand why they're doing it. I'm sure they were frustrated. I'm sure it's a very frustrating situation. My feeling on it is I think Punk and the Bucks are all just a bunch of assholes, and those three just did not mix together. And it happens. But like they're all pricks. All three of them are pricks.
It was just one big dick swinging contest.
It was.
It was.
And now this is where we are.
Right.
That's why like
everybody's gonna look foolish in the end.
Like don't go Wednesday to look at that as either a ha gotcha moment for Punk or for the Bucks and Tony, because regardless, all of this is just really stupid, and it's not good for anybody at all.
You know what you can compare this to? Because they're just like WCW in every way. As much as they try to say they're not, this is the equivalent of them reading the results. Mankind's gonna win the title, y'all. Shit. Click. We're gonna show y'all the footage. All right. We're gonna tune in and we're gonna I can't wait to see what's the drop off after that is done.
That'll be interesting. Yeah. Is it going to open the show? Is it going to be halfway through the show? Put it at the 9 o'clock.
It's gonna be up here. As soon as they'll be like, we'll be right back. We won't. I'm gone.
I just don't think. I don't think there's a way you can do it without it being like this is the reason that we had to fire this guy, and you'll never see him again. And you're gonna have people that are like, that was fucked up. What channel is he on?
Right. Oh, we can't see him again. Y'all can in WWE.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm with you on this being a lose-lose, and there's just because I think there was a report going around that originally Tony wanted to just show the footage after he got rid of Punk, and he was told not to. That should have been the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would have wanted to, but that should have been the end of it. But because he keeps taking stupid shots, and the Bucks are also douchebags, we can't get over it.
Like,
and the fans can't get over it.
Like, his opportunity to show it was the week it happened. Like that Dynamite. Like or the show when he said I had to strip them of their titles, whatever show that was. This is why I had to strip them of their titles. Roll the footage. And then it's like, well, damn. All right, I see why all this happened.
That's the one that, like, that's the thing that we'd be like, oh shit, we finally find out what happened between the Bucks and Kenny and Punk, but what we're seeing is the Punk Jungle Boy fight.
Oh yeah, it's like this.
And like, who gives a shit? I don't care. They're both pricks.
Like, I don't care about. It's like, it's Jungle Boy. Why should I care about anything that happened to a guy that's not in your company that another guy did to him that's not in your company?
And the Bucks have been like praising Perry on TV. Like, they'll walk into the camera and be like, "Love your work, JP," or whatever. Like, so clearly they're going to be working with him when he comes back. You know,
like, this is all one big angle that goes right back to my point. We can't use this for an angle. We're not allowed to.
And you're using it for an angle you can't do. That you can't even do. That you can't even have a payoff for. So,
like, you're going to sit up here and try, no matter, the footage is going to be, well, even then, if they can claim that the footage is real, if you're going to sit up there and say Jungle Boy is going to be made a messiah, a savior, he's going to look like the good guy. And then I bet you after all this footage, don't be shocked if then we hear a new and improved Jungle Boy theme. Because if this isn't, he's supposed to be in New Japan right now, right? Mm-hmm.
He's going to be on a New Japan show on Friday.
So, oh yeah. So he's definitely, like, he's gonna appear via satellite. Something with the new and improved Jack is gonna pop up, because this is now a whole fucking angle.
That's right. Love your work scapegoat. That was it. Yeah. They're both bitches.
Yeah, it's calling himself the scapegoat. So I already know his promo right off the bat right now, based off Wednesday. Hey, y'all saw the footage. Y'all see, he beat me up, but I'm over here.
But the thing is, Punk said he beat him up.
Right.
He choked him out. So, like, what are you showing? The footage, the only thing I can think the footage is going to be used for, if it's like, see, he's who we said he was, which, first off, we already know the guy's a prick. But it is, the only thing it would be is if he actually did threaten TK or somebody else that, like, he shouldn't have. That's the only thing I can think of. So if that happens, okay, it's not going to affect anything. It will not affect a thing. It's just going to cause more discourse. But really, it's just, we're going to tune in for a car wreck of a segment.
Yeah, like I said, you agree, it's just a lose-lose situation. It's not going to end well. I don't see how they think this is going to make them look good. It's not.
No,
it's just going to get them a ratings pop.
Yeah. It's one of those points where, like, I know hardcore AEW fans love when Tony and them, like, they take shots and do things, and I get it. It's not for me. I don't love it. I think Every now and then it's fine, but I think they do it way too much.
Like they overdid it when it was them and Impact working together. Like Tony Khan
would just say this show sucks.
Like,
he'd say this show sucks while he was on TNA. Like, what are you doing? But also, again, last week they kept taking shots at AEW, and I thought that was tacky.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not pro either one of them. I want to move the fuck on. I think, as you do too. Like, let's just move on. Let's move the fuck on. So maybe, and that's the problem, is Wednesday's not gonna let that happen. We're just gonna keep doing this, and it's never gonna end.
Yeah, that's freaking foolish.
There's still nothing on Raw, so right now we're just gonna do some last little bit of news. AEW has lost Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy has not signed.
Yeah, he left at midnight. That man got
gone.
Only thing I've seen for Raw, supposedly on Twitter, somebody saw The Rock out near the parking lot, like where they all be like walking around at. So
I'm sure he is. They're still. Are they not still in Philly? Like,
yeah. So we might be getting Rock.
We might. It might also just be The Rock. Just he's also a member of the board and the boss and hanging out. He's doing shit. Like, that didn't really mean much. We might get him. We'll see. I also saw like a rumor that we're going to do like Rhea Ripley having an open challenge, but that was never announced. So,
like, come on now, Triple H, don't do mommy like that.
All right, Rhea's going to lose to Lyra Valkyria. Here we go.
Oh God.
But we also heard
anybody. It better be Jay.
That's true.
Get the push going.
We also heard a few big names that we've been wanting in WWE. According to them, they're coming to WWE. One being Jacob 5-2. We kind of figured we were going to see him last night once that news broke, but no. But let's see. For right now, Jacob 5-2. This is from Fightful Select. 5-2 completed his final date for MLW back in February with the MLW Super Fight. And Corey Brennan and Shamrock Sapp both report that 5-2 has told others that he is signed with WWE as of this past Wednesday. Led to him being pulled from a scheduled GCW appearance on Saturday. Nobody else would confirm the news, though.
And then Tama put up, he changed his profile pic to a phone ringing. So I guess he's not signed to WWE.
I took that as him saying, like,
hit
me up after the title loss. Hey, you got to settle some business. Call me. Like, that's what I took it as.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Am I super sick of no sell super? Well, Becky lost, so I mean, Becky got her ass whooped by Rhea. I don't know about super selling. She kind of got stomped.
This is like I saw someone say like Cody needs to change his finisher because why does it take multiple crossroads? And I'm like, well, it's WrestleMania and it's Roman who's been the champion. I didn't even comment. I did. It's WrestleMania and everybody kicks out of stuff like Stone Cold. It never took a stunner unless you were somebody trash. It always took more than one. If you're Triple H, you're The Rock, you're going to kick out of more than one. If it's WrestleMania, everybody kicks out of a finisher at WrestleMania. Yeah. It's just that
it's Mania Roman,
right? Like, and then it's like you're going against the Tribal Chief, the guy who's been champion for the past 4 years. Man, you're going to make sure you're going to get it. You're going to do every crossroads known to man. You ain't just going to do one. Now, Seth, that was ridiculous to embellish him being a fighting champion. And Triple H has even been putting him over even more because he said, when you're trying to put, when you create a title, it's really hard trying to get it up to put it over as to what you want it to be. And Seth Rollins is everything that I wanted the World Heavyweight Championship to be. And I'm like, Then he made a whole IG post when you think of the World Heavyweight Championship, and he said all these other terms describing the World Heavyweight Championship. He's like, this is Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm like, oh man. Hey, I'm glad you just giving your son, your wrestling son, all this praise. Because we didn't know he was the one. We knew that when he joined the Authority.
Yeah. Like, of course. All right. I think that's gonna do it for now. There's no preview. So I think we're probably gonna see, I'm sure we're gonna see Judgment Day, Rhea, Priest come out and talk about their wins and how the rest of the group are losers. And then we're gonna see some cracks, you know, Dominic and Andrade, you know, we'll see more of that. Cody's gonna be there. Maybe The Rock shows up. Awesome Truth are gonna celebrate. They did say that on Pat McAfee's show. They're gonna be celebrating the ring.
Raw Tag Champions for the first time in years.
Yeah. But outside of that, it's crapshoot. It's Raw after Mania. There's usually some surprises. I don't know what the hell the surprise could be at this point, but
I'll say Mello, just because Mello lost.
Mello. Go ahead. Just go ahead and all right, make it official. Mello's on Raw. Folks, you can follow us at facebook.com/undertheringpod and twitch.tv/undertheringpod. You can also see us at Linktree, where our links are at Greg Bush SK. You can see Kenny over at Rockers44. You can see our current reigning predictions champion, Mike Jones, at Mr. Freshbeard.
Oh.
You can see my forever rival, Trick Maddie the final Maddie at The Right Answer. Yeah, I get that right. Tito, our street team captain at Borrell Maliente. I just had a bit of a blank there. Sorry. And then last but not least, our good friend and local news correspondent, Justin D. Baxley. Folks, we will be back tomorrow to Mellow Mondays. That's right. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about what happens on Raw tonight. Talk about whatever news happens tomorrow, and we'll also be getting into NXT's preview. NXT had a great show. If y'all didn't see Stand and Deliver on Saturday, check it out.
They'll probably give us a preview.
It was great. Good God. Later, folks. Have a good one.
Tomorrow.
Don Staley the GOAT.